All of Ireland was run by the United Kingdom for hundreds of years. The English were brutal to the Irish. They treated them as slaves. The Irish were never strong enough to fight back, but eventually they did. Eventually the Irish had enough people and strong people and took back their land. Well, except for Northern Ireland. There's a small chunk of land in the north called Northern Ireland that is still owned by the British. Ireland has always wanted to take our Northern Ireland back as their own. On Sunday, January 30th, 1972, around 10,000 people gathered in Londonderry, a place in Northern Ireland, for a civil rights march. The British Army had closed off the original path in hopes of stopping the riot. However, the march organized led most of the demonstrators towards free dairy in the nationalized Bogside area of the city. Despite the fact that they tried to close off the original route, many people continued to march towards an army barricade. Some of the Irish Republican children threw stones at soldiers, who responded with water cannon, tear gas, and rubber bullets. And what I mean by the Republican children is the children that belong to the Republic of Ireland, because those children are in the Republic, which is the part of Ireland that's own country, and then there's Northern Ireland, which I talked about earlier, which is the part of Ireland that belongs to the United Kingdom. Anyway, as the riot began to spread, many soldiers of the 1st Parachute Regiment were ordered to move in and arrest as many rioters as possible. In the minutes that followed, some of the soldiers opened fire on the crowd. The soldiers killed 13 civilians and injured 13 others, one of whom died many months later. The killing brought worldwide attention to the crisis in Northern Ireland and sparked protest all across Ireland. In Dublin, the capital of independent Ireland, or the Republic of Ireland, the citizens were very outraged, and some of them were so outraged that they lit the British embassy on fire. The British government released a report charging British troops from any illegal actions during the Londonderry protest. The Republic of Ireland's strong irritation over Britain's Northern Ireland policies grew, and Britain increased in its military presence in the north while removing any sign of northern self-rule. Now, there has been 2 Bloody Sundays in Irish history. So the first Bloody Sunday usually is called the original Bloody Sunday, so it is not confused with the Bloody Sunday during the Troubles in 1972. The original Bloody Sunday was on Sunday, 21st of November, 1920. The original Bloody Sunday was during the fight for independence when some British soldiers went into Croke Park, a soccer stadium, and killed 14 of the Republican Irish civilians in the stadium for no apparent reason. So the second Bloody Sunday during the Troubles in 1972 is what I'm telling you about, and now I'm continuing telling you about that. So, on July 21st, 1972, the Irish Republican Army exploded 20 bombs simultaneously in Belfast, killing British military personnel and a number of civilians. Britain's response by instituting a new court system composed of trial without jury for terrorism suspects, and conviction rates topped over 90%. Looking at the British soldiers' point of view, there was many systems by the Irish Republican Army in Derry on that day, but nothing that justified the shooting of civilians and a few other soldiers. The British government's report found British paratroopers had no reason to believe that they were under threat, for the victims gave no warning before firing and led to the far-reaching official inquiry into this semi-annual event. The inquiry included only one victim was associated with the Irish Republican Army, and he was probably not posing a threat as he was fatally shot. The report found members of the British Army fired more than 100 rounds and violators of orders issued to every British soldier serving in Northern Ireland at the time. The report found Bloody Sunday had been considered by many of one of the greatest injustices of Northern Ireland's troubled history. Even the name of the city is disputed, so the pro-Irish nationalists, or some of the Republican people, call it Derry, or Free Derry, since they want to free Derry, and pro-British Unionists call it Londonderry, which is what I guess the technical name is. So a quote from the British Prime Minister David Cameron at the time said, "Some members of our armed forces acted wrong. And for that, on behalf of the government, indeed on behalf of our country, I am deeply sorry. So, I will now name the age and names of those who were murdered during the Second Bloody Sunday. So there was Jack Dudley, who was 17, Michael Kelly, who was 17, James Ray, 22, Abby General McKinney, who was 35, Dagnally, who was 17, William McKinney, who was 26, Michael McDade, who was 20, William Nash, 19, Patrick Dorothy, 31, Bernard McGinnon, 41, Hugh Gilmore, 17, Kevin McInally, 17, and now I'll name off of, and Kenny McIlney, and John Johnson, who was killed later after the gunfire. Now I will name off those who were wounded. Patrick O'Donnell, Patrick McDade, Alex Nash, Patrick Campbell, Peggy Deary, Daniel McGowan, Michael Bridge, Michael Quinn, Joseph Mahon, Joseph Freelo, and Michael Bailey. And now you can see that both Bloody Sundays were tragic events. In Irish history, and now this is my bibliography, my alphabetized citations.